Hey guys, welcome back in. Going to continue some more No Man's Sky. I've been away for a few days, so try to play some catch up, get the stasis device farm put together. I did run into an issue. I think I am gonna get power at the two bases I need with all the biodomes. So I did do a little bit of running around last couple days and found new hotspots, and that was quite an adventure by itself. For some reason, having trouble finding electricity pretty much everywhere. Alright, I'm over in that freighter system. I'm still trying to get a S-Class freighter out of this. I'm just going to take a quick peek, see if I can get anything to spawn in here. Yeah, I went to go stream the other day, and about an hour into stream, my internet cut out on me, so I had to, well, you guys will see it when I get down to it. I have one base that was kind of put together already, and that's when I decided to find electricity, because I would have to build a bunch of solar panels and batteries for it, and it would take up way too many pieces, so, because the batteries and solar panels alone would be 60 pieces just to do that. Okay, this is C-Class, that's good. Let's see what else came in. Yeah, so that's when I decided to run around and find electric hotspots. And of course, every one that I found was like over 1,000 units away, so I didn't want to have all those extra spots. Let's see what this one is. I'm surprised I got 2 of these to spawn here. Typically I only get 1 to spawn, so maybe it's a lucky thing. Oh, it's the same freighter I've already got. I'm just looking for the S-Class. That way I can start to expand the inventory and stuff, so that's why I haven't started working on this really. I did pick up a few more frigates though. I have no idea what I have now though. It's been a couple days since I looked at that stuff, so yeah, that's the first one I already went to. Alright, let's just actually I will swing into my freighter real quick. I do have a couple missions that I haven't picked up yet, so swing in, send out a couple more. Oh, and I figured out how to move around my my scanning room too. So I got that moved around, and I added some more control stations for the mission. Take a quick run upstairs. Like, I already have a bunch of bulkheads, and I don't want to use those until I actually have an S-Class freighter, so I can probably start unlocking some of this stuff too. Take a quick peek in here. Yeah, I'd want to get some of this stuff. Okay, so yeah, it's not too bad. They're all just 1, but it takes quite a bit to unlock them. Yeah, this is what I really want. Okay, so I'm gonna need to have 9 of them just to unlock this. Alright. Oh, and the matter beam. Actually, that's the most important one, actually, is the matter beam. That's useful too. Alright. Why is this unlocked? I don't even know how that got unlocked. Oh. Alright, so yeah, I managed to move this thing over here. And this is typically how I lay out my freighters. Just put these 5 in here and then have a trade terminal in the back. And eventually I'll have a teleporter over here with some storage containers over here. I get the blueprints for that. So, yeah, I don't go like real fancy or anything on my freighters. Oh, let's go debrief the captains. Yeah, I haven't even done one of these yet, so these guys should have ended like, I don't know, 4 days ago now. Alright. This one. Yeah, I'm not even sure what I have for frigates rather. Alright, go ahead and that. And what's all the junk they gave me? Alright. I can't sell direct from my freighter, can I? Oh, I got it. Good. The indium I am going to hold on to, but this other stuff can go. Yeah, I can go too. Alright. See, I have to get a teleporter in here too at some point. Alright. Head out. Yeah, I'm putting off using my storage expansions until I get the freighter I want. But I can start to unlock that other stuff anytime. Alright, let's get over here and get over to those stasis device spaces. I got all my plants together and everything, so I should be good to go on all that. And I did start 2 of the bases, the one on the hot and the cold planet. I did manage to get like a building down. I think I got all the extractors down. I'm not sure if I ran power yet or not. But I did start to do it so you guys wouldn't have to sit here and watch me just mess around with doing the same thing over and over again, you know, stretching my boundaries and all that stuff. Got a few things I can probably sell off here. Oh, I gotta put a staff together at some point too. Get rid of this animal stuff. Get rid of 3 of those. Just sell that to you. Alright, I think I'll start at my cold weather base. Yeah, I haven't deleted. Actually, I'll go over to this one because it's already. I have to go in and delete a bunch of stuff here, so I'll head over here, and then we'll go over to the new base. Actually, before doing that, I think I have missions to hand in to. You know, I got all those creature kill missions from the other day. Oh, I guess I don't. Alright. There's nothing there to pick up, though. Alright, let's head down there. So I'm actually going to go through and delete a lot of this stuff, as opposed to just deleting the base computer, just so I can get some of those parts and pieces back, because I did build a bunch of solar panels here, so I want to get all that material back. Usually I just delete everything, I just delete the base computer, but I could actually use the resources right now. Especially like the metal plating. So I'll just run around and delete all the more expensive stuff. Alright. Actually, just pick that thing right up because I'm going to want it. Alright. Start deleting some of this. Alright. So let's get rid of the building. Yeah, what I did was I put all my stuff in a storage container, all my plants and stuff I'm gonna need. So. Alright, Let's move that ship down. Get rid of that. Okay. Go grab my power first. My power I just stuck over here. There's a ditch. Stuck it all down into. Yeah, this is about where I crashed the other day. I got all these solar panels put together and started to run my power, and my internet went out. Of course, when that happens, if that happens in the middle of a stream, for some reason it takes YouTube like a full day, if not more, to let you render the video. So, and that was only like an hour in by then, so I figured I would just delete that video and start this one instead. So I'm gonna delete all these. See, the problem with this is, you know, this way will work if you're in a real big pinch, but like I like to have 1000K run into my base because I need 750 just for the biodomes. So, you know, it can get pretty pricey part-wise. So, what I wanted to do is just run power by itself. Alright, so that's done. I'm gonna have that was dioxide, now I'm gonna go get my radon. Yeah, see, I started getting some of this stuff ready. I'm gonna need, what is it? I think it's 8,000 of each gas. So I'm gonna, when I got this ready, I was only pulling like 230 units an hour, and it would take like 20 hours to fill up. So I'm gonna have to do 4 extractors on each gas. In each mineral, I only need 1 extractor because I only need 800 of that. So I just stack them right on top there. Yeah, I don't have power run into this, so yeah, 'cause I was doing power at each site and power at the base itself. Sometimes that works out. You know, if you have a really long run and you don't feel like running a wire, you can always do that. Get rid of a few of these walls too. I'm not really worried about these. They're just gonna disappear when I'm done anyway. Alright, well, let's just delete this base and head over to the other one. Yeah, and on my, the hot planet, I was actually able to use the same base location. I just had to shift everything a couple hundred units, so that one's not too bad. Where's my computer? Huh? Stuck in a rock. Alright, let's just delete this. And head over there. I think it's on the other side of the planet too. It's pretty far away. I can't tell which one. That one. Yeah, I tried poking around the same area to find if I could find appropriate hotspots, and there just wasn't. So I just went to the other side of the planet and started running around. It took a long time to find this one though, but these hotspots are all pretty close together. Makes it kind of nice. I'm not sure what I already ran here. Yeah, it's been a couple days, so I'm not... I can't remember what the heck I did. Okay, so I don't even have anything put down here, it looks like. Must have just been the hot base that I started running stuff to. I haven't done anything on the Lush planet either. Gonna have predators right away. Alright, let's see. So yeah, our radon's close. I won't have to stretch for that. Just looking around for my beacons. I am not seeing anything here. Oh, okay, there's that. Okay, so I don't have my power marked. Okay, so I have to go find my power. Let's get over here and go get our power squared away. I thought I put down a building here. Maybe not. Obviously not. Alright, so that's all set. I head back towards my base computer now. What I want to do is try to put it somewhat in the center of all of these so that I don't have to stretch my wire too far. Alright, so we got 200 units on that one. Oh, this is probably why I didn't bother doing... Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to have to stretch my boundaries or anything, so that's why I never bothered to build anything yet. Alright, let's just forget what I do. It's starting to bother me. Alright. We got... I'm looking for somewhere that's actually kind of flat. There's really nothing's flat here. It's right in the middle of that big hill. See, I have to be worried because I'm gonna have a bunch of biodomes sticking out the side of this thing, so I don't want to build into the ground or anything. So I want to make sure there's no like trees around that are gonna get in the way, or you know, big rocks, anything like that. I think I'm gonna go down here. Look at this landscape. This is a little bit easier to see. Alright, because this thing of dirt, it's going to be kind of in the way if I go down too low. That tree could become an issue. So I'm going to start my base pretty much right here. And I like to use the these cube things, but what I do is I'll stack up, you know, like 3 of these. Because this is just going to be a quick throw together build, so do something like that. There's going to be nothing fancy on this base at all, so what I will do is I'll come up 3 and build them. go make that blue. Toss a door on it. And let's see, my biodome, or my landing pad. Too close to the ship. Too close to my ship. The ship was closer than I expected. That's one of those things that I wish that they would fix at some point, because it's been like 4 years now, and my ship is always too close to my base. But now I have another location for floating crystals, so grab those real quick. Yeah, because these will respawn every so often, so. Alright. Yeah, I think it's strange that I could build my my building no problem. I mean, I try to put in a landing pad though. No, can't do that. Let's get this built. Alright, step in here. I already have that save button for that other base, so I won't have to actually make that. I just pop down a new one. Same color scheme. And I like to shrink down my silos in my teleporter. So what I do is I use the wooden pallet. What I'll do is I'll just shrink it down to as far as it can go. I'll just put down one on top of the other. And then enlarge this third one. So that tells me this is a double-sized pallet, a single, and this is your standard pallet. You know, this is a regular what would we call a 3 times pallet, or a normal size pallet. It just makes it easier with size and things. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my teleporter, I'm gonna put it into my cache. I'm gonna copy that larger pallet and glitch it in. So as opposed to having a teleporter that's this big, you know, you can see the outline. It's just massive, especially when you get inside of here. Inside of these isn't bad, but if you're going with a standard, you know, like wood or alloy or stone or whatever, they're just a little bit too big. So I like to scale them down a little, kind of get it in the middle. Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing with my silos. Just see where my locations are. My dioxide's out there, so I'll have one silo in this corner and another silo over in this corner. So I'm going to go ahead and just build those right now too. And yeah, I can build 39 silos, so I'm all set. So I'm just going to do the same thing I just did and make a smaller silo. All I'm going to do is copy that one, make this one purple with a radon, kind of stick it in the corner. I'm just going to move this one inside, put it in this corner. That'll be for the dioxide. Get it somewhat in the middle, make it blue. Alright, well, that one's done. So I think I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna get the power out of the way first because there's gonna be a storm starting like any second. So that was a C-class hotspot if I remember right. What I want to do is try to get a decent number. I'm at 49% right now, so all I do is build a wall. Then I'm just going to make it like a little platform. Typically like a 2x3 or a 3x3 works. I'm just doing this so that I can glitch everything on the same point. And that way I only have to run one line. And if I have to add more power stations later, it makes it easier to add them. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just take a wire, put it between my legs, and pull this wire out straight. Now when I glitch this power station on that point, it'll give me the power, you know, how much each one of these will pull. So I'm pretty much, you know, 49% strength, and 149. So that means in order to get 1,000K out of this, I'm gonna need 7 of these. I can probably get by with 6, but I'd rather have a little too much than not enough. So I'm just gonna delete that. Delete these floors. Just make sure you keep the wire. Get rid of that. And you can do this without glitch building too. All you do is instead of glitching everything on one point, you stack your power stations on top of each other. So what I do, in order to bring this down to the ground, what I'm going to do is glitch a wall, hopefully, onto each one of those connectors, the beginning and the end. Then I'm going to do another glitch here, so that I have a wire down here at the floor, or at the bottom. Put one across like that. Do another glitch to get another wire. And pull it over to that one you just put down. And delete all this other stuff. You're not going to need it. So I just want to remember that I'm glitching on everything that's closest to my base. If I glitch on the other side, I'm going to get a lower number. Just toss one down real quick. Yeah, if I accidentally glitch on this one, you know, it's only going to be 48%. So it's not a huge loss or anything, but everything adds up after a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down 7 of these. So, and I'm going to glitch them all on the same point. You just want to make sure you're glitching on that point, not on one of these other ones. It can get confusing sometimes if you have a bunch of stuff together. You'll know right away because when you glitch it in, you'll be able to tell. Alright, so there should be 7 in there now. And a good way to check it is just pop down a battery real quick and just connect it to one of the connectors. Now if you check your battery, it'll show you what you're pulling for power. So 1043. So it was dead on, pretty much dead on. So all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take the battery with me because I don't think I'll need it again. Yeah, and as you see right now, it's bouncing between 50 and 48. So you don't want to be like exact all the time. You want to have a little bit of extra. Alright, so just gonna And I'm gonna leave that wire down here I glitched onto. If I find I don't need more power, I'll just come over and add another, I'll just glitch another one on it. See, this is kind of nice as opposed to, because you're charged for every wire you pull too. So if right now, all I have to do is run one wire from this back to my base. Whereas if I had, if I had 4 of these here, I would have to run 4 wires, which counts towards your base count, your build limit. So this is why it's kind of good to know how to glitch build a little bit. And you can also do a lot of other cool stuff later on too. But I'm gonna just pull one wire back to my base. And I will need to, I won't be able to do one straight run, so I'm gonna just put a connection here, connect to it right away. It seems like if you leave this stuff on the ground sometimes, like your wires, sometimes you have a hard time connecting to them. So I always try to connect as soon as I can, as opposed to, running around doing some other stuff. Alright, so we got all our power. Alright. That's one down. And it would be nice, why do I have a line there? Oh, well, there's another power line here. Alright. Let's go down here and get this one out of the way. It'll be dioxide. I'll only need 800 of this, so I'm only going to need one extractor. Because I have a 16-hour window before I can even craft these, so I'm not worried about getting a ton of stuff out of it. This is a B class also, so that'll add up a little bit quicker. So I'm not worried about getting this one dead on, but I'd like to get as close to 100% as I can on these. Oh my! Feels like my whole character is getting blown away. So, oh, it's because I'm getting attacked. Get out of here. Try this again. %. I'd like to get, as close to the maximum as I can without going insane trying to find it. Yeah, because I can get up to 60% here, so I want to try to get close to that. 57, that's going to be plenty. All I'm going to do is take my pipe and run it back to my base. I'm not a big fan of leaving, pipe and stuff dangling in the air. So I will end up doing a couple little termination points here. Right next to where that plant is. Just tie right in. trying to get it to go to that outside connection point. Alright. Now I'll just pull my wire down and just kind of trace along where my pipe was. The wire's not too bad because you can hide it. The pipe you can't, so... Do a connection there. And right there. I'll come back for those beacons later on when I'm done. Normally one of the last things I do. I want to run in here real quick, warm up, and just check this. Okay, so this will take 3.5 hours to fill. Dioxide, I only need 800. Actually, let me double check that. I think it's 800. Here, yep, the minerals only take 800, and the gases I'm gonna need 8,000. So that's not too bad. And then the ionized carbon, ionized cobalt, and condensed carbon is a lot more. But that's why we have that third base, so that we can use oxygen to make more ionized cobalt and condensed carbon. So, alright, let's we'll head over there. Oh, I want to refill my stuff too. Something else I want to do, fill too. Oh, my hazard protection. So toss one of those in. Toss some battery. Actually, let me just recharge all of these now. Alright, so those are charged up. Let's we'll get right on out of the way. See how far away is that? Oh, only 190. Okay, good. Well, I'll make my way over there. I want to look for a place that's kind of low, out of the way, and there really isn't. How far away is that now? Alright. I'm going to go in that back corner, so I'm going to stick my silos down here. If this was a longer run, I'd go about 100 units away to put my silos. Where's my marker? Right there. Okay. I think I'll just use these trees as a reference. What I'm going to do is put down 6 silos here, because I only need 8,000 of this. So I'm just going to stick these here. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a line down here and do what I did before with those extractors. I'm just going to put a wire there. And I'm just going to glitch in six of these silos on it. So that way I'm only using one pipe. So there should be 6 in there now. Let's see if I can... Okay, I did color them. Alright. I'll put that like that, and hopefully I see it on the way back. If not, a lot of times what I'll do is, if this was a longer run, or something like that, I put down some type of marker. A lot of times I use this, this root corner thing, because it kind of sticks out to me as something that doesn't belong there. So that tells me right where my silo is, so I have a, an area to aim for. And man, I am having the hardest time seeing beacons. It's over here somewhere. There it is. Oh, let's see here. It's gonna be another C-class. Now, I'm not gonna get quite 1,000 out of this, I don't think, but I'll be able to get close. Again, I've got 16 hours to play with, so it'll be full by the time I actually need it. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with my electric. Instead of stacking them up, you can stack your extractor straight up if you want. I'm doing this just to save on parts. Oh, that also helps down here. Like if there's a storm going on, just come in and hug this wall, and you'll be out of the storm. You can do that. It can actually help you out with tornadoes too. You just have to be mindful of what's going on. Tornadoes will rip you right out. Alright, I'm probably gonna walk off the edge of this. What I'm looking to do is try to get 39%. So I'm actually just gonna put another floor down here. Alright, got 39%. And I always check it, right after I put down my wire, just to make sure it's not off by too much. Like 1% doesn't matter, but I don't want it to be like 3 or 4% off. So I'm just gonna put down a gas extractor real quick to see what my value is. Alright, got 39%, which is exactly what I want, so go in here and delete all this stuff out again. Just do the same thing I did before. Get a new wire, put it there, new wire, put it there, and delete all this junk. And I almost always leave my wires here, just in case I decide to expand this later on. I have something to glitch directly onto. Just make things a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down 4 extractors here. You just change the color of them. Sometimes the colors change back, but for now, just glitch in 4 of these. Alright. And run our pipe over to that silo. What I'm looking for are... okay, there it is. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to stand here. I'm going to get my wire. Hook in my power. This is the good thing about having them kind of close together. I just grab my wire. And even though I don't really have to, I'm going to stick a wire up here. And run it directly to the base. Actually, I've got a wire on the ground back here. I'm going to tie into that. Even though I can hide my wires anytime, but I just like to try to make it look a little bit clean. Alright, and what I'm going to do is tie my pipe into that outside one, bring it straight down, make another pipe, and I'm just going to leave build camera now. So it brings me right back to my silo, and I can plug right into it there. Alright. I go over and check this thing. Alright, there's my 8,000, and I'm pulling 990 an hour, take 8 hours. So, I mean, you can get by with like 2 extractors doing this. If you only log in like once a day, or, you know, or even less. I mean, if you're only playing like once a week, you can get away with just like one extractor on everything, pretty much. You're not, you know, coming in every day. And then this one still has a bit to go. So, alright. I'm gonna leave those pallets there for right now. I don't think I'm gonna need them, but if I delete them, I will need them for something. So, alright. Now what I did was I put all my plants and stuff in storage container 6. Oh, another thing no, I don't want to check that yet. I was gonna say I want to check my power, but there's no need to, not yet. I'm just gonna hook that up. This is where how I separate everything. This is everything I'm gonna need to build all my plants. This is all for circuit boards. This is for liquid glass or living glass, and this is gonna be liquid explosives down here, which I'll get to later, because I'm pretty sure there's an airless planet on in this system. Yep. So I'll probably use this planet for it. Just because there's no weather or anything, it's just easy to build on those. Alright, so actually run in here. I want to try to, wow, got a friggin' mess here. Let me move some of this down. I like to kind of keep track of, you know, my plants as I go. I shouldn't have to, but sometimes things go wonky, so put some of this stuff down. Yeah, I like to be able to open my inventory and tell right away if my numbers are right or wrong when I do stuff like this. So I like to kind of clear an area. That way I just have to open my inventory and everything's right there. Like right now I have some extra dioxide in here that I probably shouldn't have. I don't think it's going to be an issue though. Got more metal plating than I thought. Okay. Actually, move these down too. Alright. So because I'm doing living glass, living glass, so I'm just going to pull over all of this. The dioxide's going to end up fusing with that other one, but let me just put it in my ship so it's out of the way. Alright. And just do a quick save. Alright, and start putting together the actual farm now. Let me just check my notes real quick. And actually check my inventory too. So, just do a quick check on my plants, just to make sure the numbers are right. I go to make gut rot. Gut rot, I can build 32, which is right. Gamma, 128, that's right. And frost crystal, 64, that's right. Okay. So I'm gonna have 14 biodomes here, 7 on each side. Let's see here. Just trying to figure out how I'm gonna split these up. I don't think it actually won't matter too much here. So what I like to do is start off with my corridor, just so I can get things kind of spaced out correctly. I think I'm gonna need 2 corridors. Actually, no, 1 corridor. And one of those. And biodome. Actually, I can skip that one. Go straight to a biodome there. Let's get rid of this thing. Yeah, because I don't want. I want to try to make it so the biodome doesn't smash into the landing pad. It does a little bit. All right, yeah, I want to try to avoid that. So, come out 2 corridors. What I'm gonna do is on that outside corridor, I'm gonna put down a wall, and then a wall on top of it. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna have 2 biodomes on top of each other. That way you can harvest 2 at once. So just do that. Do that. Now I'm pretty sure I can just put one of these here. Yeah, it's been a while since I built one, so not sure if that's gonna. Yeah, that's gonna be too close. So it's gonna have to be 2 of those, followed by one of these. Alright, just do the same thing over here. 2, 1. Whoops. Flip that around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one of those up there. Copy my walls. Put another one right there. That should be pretty much my whole setup. I'm just going to leave those first walls there, just in case. Alright, so one there, one there. Just double check these. Want to make sure I go to the bottom one. Yeah, like I know it's gonna sift through a little bit there, but that's not enough to affect anything. Alright, and that side looks good. So I'm just gonna snap in 7 biodomes on each side. See, that tree does kind of get in the way a little bit, but it's not gonna hurt anything. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that top one. Alright, so that's one side done. And the other side done. Now all you do is you just delete out these top row corridors. And you just start planting your plants and you're done. So, and let's see, one of these, it's going to mainly be gamma. What I'll do is I'll put gut rot, and see, doing it this way, like I'm gonna need, let's see, actually, I'm gonna need 2 biodomes of gut rot, 4, okay, 4 of the frost crystal. Yeah, if you can keep like all the, all the like gamma root on one side, that way you can harvest it quicker. Like if you're not looking to build stasis devices, at least you can come in and get a whole bunch of gamma root real quick if you need it. And the same thing with the frost crystal. Like I'm gonna need what, 4 biodomes of that, so I'll put just frost crystal here and just gamma over here, and then 2 of these are going to be gut rot, so just so you can kind of come in and pick up things as you need them, if it's like for a different base or whatever. So what I'll do is I'll just start off with the frost crystal, get that all put in. And I always start at the same point. I always start at right where the door would be. Just work my way right around. So you're doing it the way I do it. I make it so that you can't accidentally plant too many plants or not enough. Like I don't have my freighter or anything in the system that can screw up, my part count or anything. So that's why I only carry exactly what I need for this stuff, so I can't possibly screw it up. Like if I look in the bottom corner now, I can see I can make 48 more of these. That means I can plant 3 more biodomes. So I silently count these out as I do them too. So I got a couple of different like little fail safes, so. And this is just a small one. Typically I do 64 devices on normal mode. It's just I want to treat this as like a main save on this account, so I'm not going too crazy on it. Why is that solid? That wall screwed me up. Alright, that's an easy fix though. We'll just have to replant those. I'm glad I noticed it now. Yeah, having that wall there leaves a little bit of a gap. I could have worked around it just by putting another door there, or, replacing that with a door, but I'd rather just get it out of the way now. Oh, actually. Let me toss that one there. That might seal up again when I do that. Okay, it won't. Okay. And delete that. Delete that. Put a wall. Whoops. Now that should line up. Double check first. There we go. That looks better. Now I'll do the same thing over here. Yeah, just one wall thickness can throw everything off like that. Yeah, I think if I had put a door here instead, it would have opened up. So we'll do the same thing here. We'll delete that one. See, I'm only doing this mainly to get that top row in. Actually, I'm gonna have to pull all these down, aren't I? So that one's gonna have to get redone. Let's go try this again, guys. Maybe I'll pay attention this time. Oh, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so... Luckily, I noticed early on. Oh, I need to bring in this one, too. Why's that off? I'm not sure why. Does this one look off too? No, that one's dead on. You can put it on the other side. It might be just an illusion. Oh, it could have been... Oh, now it's like dead on. Yeah, something was weird there. Alright, let's get that side snapped in. Just make sure those are all opened up. Alright. Actually, I should do a save here too. Alright. So, we'll get those other domes snapped in. I'll check them this time before I start throwing all my plants in. Make sure all the doors are open. One down there, and then two over here. Just check all these, make sure doors are open. Good. And looks good. All right. Do a quick save over here, and probably just go with the same plan. I'll do the Frostworth and then Gamma all on that side. Alright, I think I'm going to plant a little bit differently. I'm still going to do the Frost Crystal, but I'm going to start on the inside. Mainly because if I go out here and I try to plant out here, I can easily mistake this. I'm going to start on the ones inside first, that way there's only one snap point that's visible when I do this. So, start on the inside first. I thought it felt kind of weird when I was snapping those other ones in. So, do the inside first. Also speeds it up a little bit. I'm going to have 4 biodomes of this. And I almost just screwed it up. So I want to keep all my frost crystal together. Yeah, because this grows so fast that you can just come back here, you know, multiple times a day and just harvest this to help make glass. So. What I could do is actually take out those biodomes that I have over at my main base and put something else in those now. You know, nip or whatever. That I can sell off pretty quick. Alright, and see, now I only have one snap point to worry about when I do this. I don't have to worry about it accidentally getting planted in the bottom dome. Alright, and final dome. One more. Alright, so that one's done. Now we'll move on to Mordite. No, not Mordite, Gut Rot. Now 2 biodomes of this. I'll do the same thing to the inside. Alright, and the top one. Actually, I can just rip these door. Oh. I don't know if that's going to take the plant or not. We'll see. Alright, didn't take the plants. Yeah, I'm never sure if that's going to delete them or not. So I just want to double check when I do that. Alright. So, Gut Rot. 16 of those. Alright, so those ones are done, and this last one is going to be Gamma Weed, and the same thing down there, that's all going to be Gamma. Just realized there's something in my settings I want to take care of too when I do this. So right now, I hate having all my HUD stuff is really huge like this. Normally I play at a scale of like 70, just so it doesn't take up so much real estate on my screen. Get the last couple of those put in, so. Should be all set. And you go in here, turn my HUD down. It's in here somewhere. Should be under general. Accessibility, yeah, there we go. There, that way everything's not so huge on my screen. Alright, and the rest of this is going to be Gamma. Not on that side though. Move my character just in case I have to readjust. Okay. So these things can go together pretty quick once you, when you get the right amount of plants and everything. That way you don't have to worry about overplanting or underplanting. I don't even have to think about, you know, overplanting or underplanting because I have the exact quantity I need. Alright. You know, the other base I have here for circuit boards, I already have a couple things that are already have extractors. I think I still need to run power and one of the resources. So that one won't take quite as long as this. That one's got more plants on it though. It's got one extra biodome. And the one on the lush planet, I might have to do in a different different stream. It's already getting kind of late. I've got to be off kind of early tonight. I just wanted to make sure I jump in and at least get this thing started. Plus the other base, it's not just going to be a snap together base, it's something that I have to actually build, so more actual building involved. And there's more math involved too. Okay, so that one's done. The lush base I haven't worked on at all, so I have to figure out where I want to actually put the base and all that good stuff. Alright, so I still got one more biodome right here. I don't know why I did these out of order. Typically I do one side at a time and flip around to the other side. Like, even if you're not using these for biodomes or for stasis devices, you can still harvest this, I think, twice a day. Rots 4 hours. Gamma is your long plant. So I mean, you could actually come back and do living glass a couple times a day. There's your gamma, that, and frostworth. They only take. It's a 4-hour cycle, so I mean, you could come back here, 3-4 times a day if you want, and just make up a batch of living glass. Alright, so that's all set. Take a peek at these. Make sure everything's still working alright. Should be. Alright, we already got a little bit of radon in there. So that's practically it for this. I'm just gonna go pick up my beacons. I can use those somewhere else. And I didn't mark my electricity, so I don't have to worry about that. Pick up that one. Delete this thing. Thanks for attacking me earlier. And move my base computer. I like to keep my base computer up next to, right on my landing pad pretty much. It's nice that we can move them now. The longest time you had to kind of work around them. Yeah, if you look at your base computer also, oh, can't really see it in here. There's like a little red light on it that you can use as kind of a guide to see which way it faces. Be able to see it when the storm blows through. Like if I pick this up again. Yeah, see how there's that little red light? You kind of, rotate it a little bit to the counterclockwise. It'll change the orientation of where your screen is, so right about there should be good. There we go. Just go over and give this thing a name. Stasis 1. Living glass. Alright, and we'll take a little screenshot. Of course, it depends on where your computer was, so sometimes your screenshots might not look so great. Most likely the game won't save it anyway, but it has a habit of forgetting screenshots. So just take one, do an upload, and I always check to make sure Discovery services are active when I do that, just so I know it actually makes it to the servers. I should have deleted this stuff first, but it's alright. Oh, and a good thing to keep track of is, before you wrap up, just toss down a battery and just check your power. That way, you know you're covered. I'm using 992 and I have 1043 available, so I should never run out of power here unless I start adding stuff, but nothing else I want to add here. So this base is done. I will do another upload because I just deleted that stuff though. Do a quick upload. I get in the habit of doing a couple uploads in a row just so that I know they stick. Alright, we'll get over to the hut base now, and I'm going to go to your bases. I'm assuming this is going to be it because I'm pretty sure I deleted my other base that was over there, so warp over. Alright, so far so good. I don't think... Yeah, I haven't ran power to anything yet, but I think a couple of these already have pipe. So, yep, I got my 1 cobalt. And my 1 phosphorus, so I still need sulfurine, I think. Yep. Alright. So I did have to do a lot of stretching here. Let me just refill this before I forget. Alright, so that's just an extra. Alright, so I'm going to be looking for sulfurine. Is that right? Oh, that's my electric. About to give myself a heart attack. Alright, so sulfurine is going to be over there. And I already stretched my boundaries for these, so hopefully everything is still sticking. Oh, we got firestorms. Oh! It's actually the first time I've seen firestorms here. Those things will eat through your shield quick, too. Yeah, if you step away for a minute and you're out in the open like that, it's a good way to die. Just make sure that I can still build here. Sometimes it'll reset and you have to go mess around with your computer to get it working again. I'm kind of apprehensive about going into build camera because of those storms. So I'm just gonna kind of wait for this to go past, because even though you don't take damage in build camera, it'll definitely surprise you if one pops up under you. And they follow you. It's like, come on, guys. They normally don't take too long to go away, though. Yeah, actually, let's see if I can build up a couple here. Probably be all set up here. Alright, so I already have my wire marked there with my center point. I'm just going to delete all this stuff out. Everything but my wire. And do the same thing like I did on my other base. I'm not sure what class this was. Alright, it's a C class, so I'm gonna still go with 4 of them. That way I'm pulling 1,000 out, because I need 8,000 total for this. So, glitch in 4. Hopefully. And how far away is that from 500 units? Okay. Shouldn't need that platform anymore, so get rid of that. What I am going to do is I'm going to go back, looking at where my ship is, because that's where my actual base is. Base computer is way over there, so just tag that so I can see it easier. Okay. Go back to about wait till I'm about 100 units away. Yeah, right here I think will work fine. And I'll do the same thing. I'm gonna actually use this to this plant to kind of camouflage the silos a little bit. So I'm just gonna toss down a wire there and drop 6 silos. I can still build 28, so I'm good there. Oh, and actually that's sulfurine. Glitch in 6 of those. Alright, now we'll just take our pipe. Actually mark that so it shows up a little bit better. Alright. I'm probably going to have to do a couple different terminations here. What I'll do is I'll just stretch as far as I can. If I find like a hole in the ground or something, I'll use that to help bury it a little bit. But typically I try to get as long as running as I can. Alright, so we do have a hole here. stick it down in here. Valid position. Alright, there we go. It should tell me, okay, connection's too long, so let's go right there, and I'll connect to it again. Make my way to the extractors now. That should hopefully give me a long enough run so that I only have to do 2 pieces. Alright. Go ahead and tie that in. Now I'll do the same thing with my wire. But the wire I'm going to run all the way back to the base. That way I don't have to mess around with it later. Should have that ditch here at some point too. I think I probably went past it actually. Oh no, there it is. And say my should say connections too long. Alright, so we'll just go as long as we can, make another wire. Yeah, sometimes if you don't make another wire like right away, you have a hard time trying to connect to it, so I know I do all the time, so especially if I like leave a build and come back, you know, later on. Sometimes trying to reconnect can be a pain. Right, I'm just going to put a wire here. And just go into build camera and connect right to my building. That way that one's all connected up and ready to go. Alright, I know that these 2 silos already have stuff in it. So that means what I want to do is I want to make sure I stay as far away from this as possible. Because my phosphorus I think it is really close also. Alright, so yeah, there's my sulfurine there. Of course, I can't see my markers. There's so much red here that makes seeing these hard. Right, yeah, we got sulfurine there. Phosphorus is over here somewhere. Yeah, I think it's right over there. So I want to try to make it so my pipes are somewhat isolated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pipe here, drop it down straight, and then I'm going to come out this way a little bit. Because I don't want these pipes to cross over each other at all, because it will screw up your silos. There's 2 resources too close to each other. It doesn't know which one to register. So before I do anything, I'm going to go back in here and just check to make sure I'm actually getting sulfurine and not anything else out of that. Alright, so sulfurine's good, but I also want to check the other to make sure phosphorus is good. So we're looking good there and there. Alright. Now I don't think I ran power to anything out here. God, that's far away. Yeah, I don't think I ran power. I think, yeah, I just ran that, okay. So I think I'm gonna just get power out of the way right now. So all I'm gonna do is tie in that one that's already on the ground. And actually, let me mark that. So I always have to mark them so that I know exactly where I'm heading. Sometimes it's so easy to lose these beacon markers, so what I try to do is I just run in as far as I can before I have to put down a new wire. I try to use the center, when I put down my walls, I try to keep the center wall, like, right where my pipe is going to be. Oh, too close to Starship. Let's move my ship over here somewhere. They have got to fix that at some point. We're going on like 4 years of the same problem. You report it and they don't do anything. Alright, let's try this again. If I can find my base now. There we go. Actually run in here for a second. I gotta step out for a moment. I will be answer a phone call real quick. What am I doing? Running power. So get this done and just tie right into that wire. Stretch as far as I can. Yeah, I try to use that center wall as kind of like a guideline whenever I do wire and pipe. So try to stay towards that. Yeah, that's why I put down 3 walls mainly. Wall is to help expand the bubble you're building in, but also as a reference line. As you see, my pipe just kind of follows the same path. This is what I try to avoid, though. I try to avoid putting my pipe up in the sky like that. But this is such a long run that after a while, I don't care what it looks like, because nobody's going to see it anyway. If this was a base set and I planned on having people visit, I'd bury the pipe. It's a lot more work, but it looks a lot better too. Alright, let's just make a termination point there. I'm going to leave these walls in place until I know the base is working alright. So, you know, a couple days or whatever, I'll come back and delete all these. And I'll do a termination there because I know I'm not going to have enough. And just jump right into camera mode. Get that connected. And I'll leave my beacons here too. Just for the same reason that it's just, if something goes wrong, it's easy to find, you know, find what the problem is. If I leave these walls in place. I weren't worried about it at the other base because I wasn't doing any stretching or anything. So that one's going to be all powered up. And I might as well run my other power over to the phosphorus. Right there. I had no problem seeing it that time. I don't know, for some reason nighttime on this planet it makes seeing red markers difficult. So do the same thing, just tie in there and head over to phosphorus. Yeah, my phosphorus and sulfurine are so close together that I was worried that they would overlap a little bit. Luckily they didn't. Right, so we should be reaching an end point. There's my pipe right there. I try to follow my pipe, so try to keep them all together. Alright, so we just ran out there, so put a new one. I'll have to do a couple pieces of wire. I used to do this in camera mode, but the I don't like the new camera, the way it shifts everything backwards. So I think walking it out is probably going to be the best bet going forward until they change it, or right, my connection's too long, so back this up a little. I know my extractor's like right on the opposite side of a bunch of trees. So go get this one tied in. Then I gotta go stretch all my electric out too. On the other side, that's a long run on the other side for the electric. Luckily, it's just putting down wires. There's no pipe involved, so. Alright. Yeah, and when I get my electric put in, everything's already all powered up and running. So it's already working. You know, silos are filling up and everything, so. Alright. So, electric. Should have a marker for it. Yeah, let's go up to my base and be easier to see up there. Sometimes like the landscape and stuff, it hides these markers. They're too freaking small. Okay, there it is. See, it just kind of blends right in. I kind of wish they would either make the marker bigger or, you know, put some type of glow around it or something. Alright, so we're gonna head straight for that. Yeah, I try to avoid runs that are this long because it's easy to screw them up. Really easy, actually. But I've got all these different elevations I have to worry about too. Because when you put down like a wall or something out here, it expands your bubble like 50 units, I want to say. I don't know the exact math on it, but if you have wires or pipe that's up too high or too low, it breaks the connection without, you know, letting you know. So it's kind of a crapshoot sometimes. And just making sure I still have build permissions doing this too. Looks like I'm all set. Alright, what's the class on this thing? This is a C class also. Because this one does have an extra biodome, I will put more power here just to play it safe. Because yeah, I'm going to be getting the same strength as that last base. But I have to account for another biodome, and if I want to add, you know, more things in the future, I don't want to have to run out here just to put down one of these. Yeah. Run all the way out here, just get like an extra, you know, 20k power or whatever. So I'll build an extra now, just in case. I should have enough supplies. Alright, so that one's not going to be directly on the ground, but it'll be good enough. Nobody's going to come all the way over here and see my generators a couple feet off the ground. So I'll end up doing eight of these. Yeah, I can build 79 of them, so not have to worry about that. So that is if I can glitch them in. Alright. Oh. Sometimes I can glitch stuff no problem, other times it's a chore. Now where's my wire? There it is. There we go. That should be 8. I am gonna just drop a battery real quick to verify that. So it should be like around 1100 something. Yep, 1176, so it should be good. Rip that out. Alright, just make sure I actually connect my wire to the actual generator. Because now you get, you get your generator connector there, then you have that wire connector. I want to just verify that I'm actually connected to the generator itself. And start making our way back. The bad thing is I'm gonna aim for my base, but I want to use my middle wall as my guideline with this. Alright, so kind of stay straight on this. Because I don't have a marker for my actual base because my base computer is separate from, it's like a couple hundred units away from my actual base, so I probably should have moved my base computer over. Alright, connection's too long. Back it up. There we go. Again, just using that center wall as a guide. That way I know I stay within the bubble that I'm building too. I don't want to get off to the side or up really down or up really high, so. Alright, so we're gonna run out again there. And I know that this is where I started stretching, so I still have like 300 units or so, but I should be able to start seeing my base when I get over this little hill. I just know that I'm in between like where my ship and base computer are. I should start running out of wire here. There we go. Kind of back up a little bit. Put a new one down. Alright. Yeah, because typically what I try to do is I try to get my wires going to where my base computer is, and I didn't like the location of the base computer, so I had to kind of deviate from that a little. Alright, my base is way down there. I want to see if I can drop a wire in here. Connection's too long, so I'll go with this one. Drop my wire in there, do another connection. Alright, now I should be able to stretch right to my base without any issues. Actually, I'm just going to tie right into that power cord that was already on the ground. Alright, so everything should be powered up now. Just run in here and make sure these are all working. Alright, so that looks good. And that one's running. And so is that one. Alright, do a quick save and start working on the biodomes now. I want to bring in container 6. Actually, let me just delete this stuff out of here real quick. Alright, so that should be good to go. Alright. And do the setup pretty much the same way as the other one, but I'm going to have what, 15 biodomes on this one. So we'll be a little bit lopsided because it's going to be shy of one. Let's see if I can do this the right way this time. Because I typically actually do this a different way. Do those line up? Yes. Okay. Alright. 2. I just want to make sure these look straight. Alright, that looks good. Alright. That's already looking better than last time. I just want to make sure bring that back. I'm just going to leave this other one here just in case something goes wrong. Alright. Go in, grab, this is all going to be for circuit boards. Alright, I'm going to have 15 biodomes. That. Alright, go in, delete all these out. Then won't need those. And everything's got power by the looks of it, so should be good to go. Alright, I'm just gonna take a quick look at my list here. I'm gonna need 32 frost crystals, 64 selenium, 18 cactus, 16 cactus flesh, 128 star bulb. The one thing I do want to do is I want to group up the frost crystal together. That way, if you need to harvest more frost crystal on its own, you can get it quickly. The selenium and cactus flesh is going to take 8 hours a piece, so those are kind of a pain in the butt. So we'll stick those together, and then star bulb, there's going to be a bunch of that. You need 128 of those. So that'll be, what, 1, 2, 5 biodomes, I think. So, okay, well, we'll start with the frost crystal, get that out of the way, then work on the others. Let me just, I just want to verify my accounts are right first, though. Frost crystal 32, that's right. Yeah, I always check these before I even start. That way, if I'm off, I can go get more. Selenium 64, that's right. Cactus, need 16 of those, that's right. And star bulb, 128, that's right. Alright. So we'll start with the frost crystal, which will probably... Actually, one of these is only 16, so that'd be the cactus. Okay. Alright, let's go frost crystal. What side? Okay, this is this side that's short. So actually, I'm gonna do this out of order just to confuse myself later on. I'm gonna put that at 16 over here. That way it's on its own. Just to get that out of the way. Because I don't want to accidentally plant in here. Not like it's gonna make a big difference or anything, just from a layout perspective. Get all these snapped in. Alright, so cactus is done. Now we'll go over to the Frostworth, which I'll put on the same side as that, but only 2 biodomes. Alright, go outside and do that top one. Just want to verify that it's the same material there. One more. Alright, so those are done. Let's do a quick save. So, selenium, that's going to take up 64. So, or well, take up 4 biodomes. We'll get this in here. Over there. Yeah, this is the stuff that really holds up stasis devices. These plants that take 16 hours to grow really slows things down. There's workarounds to it. You could actually like triple these up. If you don't mind coming back like every 8 hours to harvest them, you can actually make a lot of stasis devices. If you have, you know, the ability to log in, you know, like every like 6 hours or so, you can actually make a lot of these with a small farm. Every 8 hours rather, instead of 6 hours. Or yeah, or you know, if you have the ability to actually log in every 4 hours, you can have a full batch. That day it takes way too much planning to do it though. Way too much. That's just super min-maxing, like insanity min-maxing. So, did I see that? Okay, I have 0 to grow. Alright. So the rest of this is all gonna be gamma, which I think I was off on my number, wasn't I? Not gamma, star bramble. Yeah, 128 of those. Okay. So, go get those. Yeah, there's going to be actually 8 biodomes of those. For some reason I was thinking it was only 5. Alright, 1. Two down. Yeah, like typically I do larger stasis device farms. On my other saves I might do some larger ones, but as like a main save, I think I'll be fine with just doing a small one here. Alright, so last 4. Yeah, because I plan on just using this for myself. Don't really need stasis devices, but they're... if you plan on doing like expanding your ship and stuff, or your multi-tool with cash, it's a pretty decent way. You know, it's passive. It takes like maybe 10 minutes to put together a bunch of them, so it's a pretty good like end game type way to make some money. I still think like interceptors are faster, but especially if you kind of cheese getting them. So there are a couple different cheesy ways you can get them. Or you can just put on free crafting and make all the money you'll ever need and totally ruin the game. That's the good thing about games like this, is you play however you want, so. I've been known to duplicate stuff in the past too. Especially if it's something that's a real pain in the butt thing to get. I just prefer not to. Especially, well, I used to do it with modules a lot, upgrade modules. Because those are, the RNG on them is ridiculous on some of these. Alright, so that's going to be all our plants, our minerals, our gas. The cobalt you don't have to get from this location, it's just it's the only place in the system that has cobalt. I prefer to do it on the Lush planet, but you gotta take what you can get, I guess. So let's get rid of that one. And yeah, and I'll come back in a couple days and get rid of the all those walls and everything once I know everything's working alright. It just saves me from having to redo a bunch of, you know, base, expanding my base out, yeah, if something does go wrong. I'll get my computer put back down here. Yeah, I didn't want to have to stretch anything, you know, like 900 units or more. So that's why I had to move my base all the way down here. Yeah, and you see that little red dot? You kind of rotate a little bit. You can change the orientation of your menu. Little menu thing that pops up. There we go. I'll just give this a new name. It's going to be Stasis 2. Circuit boards. Circuit boards. There we go. Yeah, the screenshot is not going to look good because base computer was way far away. Just do it like that for now. Do an upload. And just verify that that's active. Alright. And I should just... I know I have enough power here, so I'm not going to bother with the battery. I think, let's see if I have the space station in here yet. I still don't have the space station. Oh! There it is. Is it the same in here? Okay, this one I do have. It's the one where my my freighter is. For some reason, that space station isn't showing up. I'm gonna have to end here. I'm just gonna run up to the space station. I don't like to save at regular bases, so I always like to go to the space station. That way, I know if I load in, I'm loading into a safe area. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody swinging in, checking this out, and I will see you next time. Take care.